tonight. This is Jim and James Riley, and just a moment ago we heard Sweet Baby Doll by Johnny Burnette on Freedom Records in 1959. His son Rocky Burnette is our guest this hour. Your first solo project, The Son of Rock and Roll. Now, was that a reference to something that Gene Vincent would say? Something to your dad? And
Well, yeah, and we always had people coming in, and me and Billy would take the bathroom plungers and we'd plunge them into the ground and pretend like that was our mics,
Yeah.
And guys would come in, these are the little sons of rock and roll, and of course the Rockabilly, me and Billy references to Rockabilly. But Dorsey and my dad, when they'd go in and record, they'd do stuff like they'd take us with them.
Yeah.
They took us wherever they went. So we got that influence early on, and we got to see how records were made and how songs were, put together, and so all that stuff, kind of came with being with them. They were fun. They were a lot of fun to be with. I think that had they been able to live longer, they would have really done some incredible things, which they did.
Yeah.
But I think that they had some more incredible things left in front of them, and they just died too young. And of course, you can't go through your life regretting everything, but I just, it would have been great just to see what they could have achieved had they lived longer.
Oh, absolutely.
They were great guys, great fun, and everybody loved them, and there wasn't anybody they wouldn't reach out and help if they had to. They did a million benefits, and I don't know, I just always hoped that, through the years, the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, would recognize that and, the influence that they had and the things that they did. But when it gets passed on from generation to generation, and a lot of guys don't know that original, some of the things that really happen, it gets passed over, and people forget about it, and Billy says he's writing a book on the whole thing, and I've always threatened to do something like that. With me, it's a bittersweet thing where I couldn't tell the good without telling the dark side, you know. Of course, there's always a dark side, and with the moms and the kids and everybody involved, sometimes I thought, it just might be too much, too soon. But I don't know. I just wish somebody would tell the whole story one of these days, and get it right. But sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I feel bad for them because when you talk about the real McCoy and you talk about the guys, a lot of guys in some of these movies are getting credit for what Johnny and Dorsey did. Johnny Dorsey and Paul.
Yeah.
I'd always hoped that they'd be recognized for it, but they haven't been. So hopefully that'll change in the future.
Oh, sure. I tell you, speaking of your dad, I remember probably 10 years or so ago, I was listening to just a bunch of music, and I pulled out Tired of Towing the Line again. And I was like, and it struck me really for the first time at that point how much I felt like you were channeling your dad there vocally. You may have had other people, yeah.
Well, I listened to him so much too, and the thing is during that whole time, I kind of took my eyes off the prize. And like I said, my first love was the rockabilly music,
Yeah.
I'm serious. We literally got laughed out of some places in the 70s when we talked about wanting to do rockabilly music. They said, and it's made a couple of returns, and music is like a big circle, and it comes back around again, and it works its way back in, and then the punk rock scene happened, and that was just, rockabilly with an attitude is all that was,
Absolutely.
And, rock and roll's the blues with lipstick on. That's the whole story of that whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I always felt like, punk rock, that Johnny and Dorsey were the punk rock of the day.
For their time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, the credit goes to the Ramones.
Sure.
But you know what? The thing is they're still listening, and we still get to go out there and sing the music, and, what more could you ask?
Sure.
I've been grateful for the whole thing, and, so many people, when I do some of these festivals around the world, we get people coming from the furthest reaches of Russia, from northern South Africa, and in the middle of places that but they've listened to that radio somewhere, someplace, and become fans that way, and they've made their pilgrimage all the way out to see one of these things, might spend their life savings just to get to one of these shows, and then you sign their arm and they go get it tattooed. It's amazing, what some some of these fans, these people, I mean, they totally devote themselves to the music and the whole rockabilly thing. I mean, it's just it's more than a cult anymore, It's like a way of life. It's a way of life for some people,
From the album Son of Rock and Roll, that's our guest, Rocky Burnette. We're talking about some upcoming shows with Darrel Higham. You mentioned Darrel. The two of you guys are performing at Viva Las Vegas.
We'll be at Viva Las Vegas, and he's great. He's a lot of fun. We've been working together for quite a bit, and he's become like the premier guitar player these days. So it's always fun to, do some shows with him. And, I love a lot of different kinds of music, but if I want the goosebumps to come up on, the back of my neck, it's rockabilly, and you get on stage and you get it right with the right slap bass player, man, and that freight train sound starts happening, man, and there's nothing like it. It's just...
Absolutely.
To this day, I mean, I wish my dad and Dorsey would have just stuck around just to see, that would have given them a second lifetime. That would have given them a second life, because, you go over to England and that's all you see is pictures of them, and, all the festivals I do, the Rockabilly festivals, it's like a Johnny and Dorsey Burnette revival everywhere you go.
Well, it's a rock, rockabilly boogie, a rock, a 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 rockabilly boogie tonight. Well, there's a little spot on the edge of town where you can really pick 'em up and settle down. It's a little place called the Hideaway. Gonna rockabilly till the break of day. Well, it's a rockabilly boogie, a rock, a rockabilly boogie, a rock, a rockabilly boogie tonight. Shoes getting ready to pop. You're gonna rockabilly or wearing your socks. You really ain't hip till you felt the thrill. Oh, come on, little baby, do the rockabilly bill and let's rock, a rockabilly boogie, a rock, a rockabilly boogie, a rock, a rockabilly boogie tonight. Susie turning 17, and everybody knows her as a rockabilly queen. Hair's so slim, white as a mouse. You grab both Susie and tear the house. Well, it's rock, a rockabilly boogie, a rock, a rockabilly boogie, a rock, a rockabilly boogie tonight. It's a rockabilly boogie, a rock, 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 a rockabilly boogie tonight.
It's the second annual Nashville Boogie Vintage Weekender.
It's a Nashville Boogie, boogie to the break of dawn.
May 12th through the 15th at the Opryland Hotel and Nashville Palace in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. Musical guests include Reverend Horton Heat, the Queen of Rockabilly, Wanda Jackson, The Blasters, Pokey Lafarge, and over 30 more artists including Dale Watson, James Infill, Slim Jim Phantom, Tibbs Preston, Levi Dexter, The Planet Rockers, Marcel Bontempi, Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys, The Go-Getters, Rosie Flores, Woody Pines, Hillbilly Casino, Chris Casello, and lots more. And don't forget the Western Roundup Fashion Show by Riley Reed, the Pinup Pageant by Bernie Dexter, and the Indoor Pre-1972 Car Show, and the Sunday night grand finale party at the Grand Ole Opry featuring Chris Isaac. It's the Nashville Boogie Vintage Weekender. For tickets and information, go to NashvilleBoogie.com, and we'll see y'all here.
Hey everyone, this is Jimmy Sutton, and you're listening to the Rockabilly and Blues Radio Hour with Jammin' James Riley.
Your source for rockabilly, blues, surf, roots, early country, and rock and roll. This is the Rockabilly and Blues Radio Hour. Now we'll have more with Rocky Burnette next episode, plus more tunes from his new album with Darrel, Higham. Let's get back into the music. 2015 saw a special live release of the Stray Cats from shows recorded in 1981, and this show from 1983. It's Something Wrong with My Radio by the Stray Cats on the Rockabilly and Blues Radio Hour.